A KRFO interview with a man who was there to witness history. I'm sure there's others in the listening audience that were as well at U.S. Bank Stadium last night to see the big Vikings clash with the Packers. Minnesota came out on top. I've got Todd Walkingstick on with me here, certainly a local Vikings enthusiast to say the very least. And Todd, I know on the Facebook indications, you indicated you were a little nervous and excited about that game coming up, and you're such a huge Vikings fan, and as we're talking here, I know your voice seems like it's a little bit shot, but what are your emotions and feelings like right now after being there to help witness history in Minneapolis?
Well, Roy, my ears were ringing at 1 o'clock this morning. They're still ringing. So, I mean, I really get into the Viking-Packer game. I wish people could just pick one game and be that game. It's just to get the feeling. I mean, the fan bases are just amazing from both sides. And so this was the game I put my whole heart into. I just scream and yell and everything I'm worth. Because it's just such a rivalry. I just love playing the Packers. It's so fun.
And what a way for them to open up the stadium. But it makes me wonder, my goodness, how can you top this, having a grand opening event and then beating the Packers? It sets the bar pretty high for Vikings fans, right?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be hard to top. I mean, obviously I hope we win more and more. But, I mean, last night, it was just everything a fan could hope for. The stadium and the win, you can't beat that.
And let's talk about the kind of the experience and the pregame things that may have been going on. I understand the halftime performance by the orchestra was just fantastic. Just some of those experience things. What are some of the things that right now can scratch the surface a little bit for us, Todd?
Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you. I mean, just to give people to feel when they listen that pregame, I've never seen such a big crowd. I mean, the stadium does hold 66,000, so you're going to have more people outside, but it was just thick. I mean, you couldn't hardly walk. And I ran into, I got close to the stadium, and I saw Michelle Tafoya from Channel 11 or NFL Sunday night doing a pregame interview, so I went and watched her. And then prior to that, I actually saw people like standing with their cameras held up, like, what are you guys doing? And I get up there and hear the doors are just starting to open. So I videotaped the door opening, and it's about 4 minutes roughly to open. And it was just like, I got the whole thing on video, and it's just the neatest thing to watch it. That was the pregame. Getting into the game itself, we just stick with people. We got to our seats, and the pregame was like no other. With for one thing, the captain's coming out and joining them were Carl Eller, Alan Page, Jim Marshall, and Gary Sutherland, who I saw. So, I mean, if that doesn't bring chills to a Vikings fan, I don't know what will. The Gallahorn is blown by Bud Grant. The Viking chant started last night, that skull chant that people have heard about.
Yep.
That was the most amazing thing I've ever. I don't know what people can see on TV, but it was so crazy in there. Chris Carter and Fran Tarkin interrupted by the drum. It's indescribable. I mean, I wanted to cry, but a happy cry was just so emotional for me to everything I've worked, lived for the Vikings, and to see a game like this is worth everything I've put my life into as far as the Vikings. I mean, I do have a family, and that's the most important, but this is my sidebar, and it was so worth it.
Well, great to have passion about something that is kind of a sidebar like this. The noise level, you mentioned your ears were still ringing so much afterward. Was it louder than anything you've experienced in all the other venues?
In my opinion, yeah. I couldn't hear my wife, and I had to say what. Almost, I think she was getting mad at me because I kept saying what. I literally couldn't hear her. And she can be pretty loud, and I couldn't hear her. I mean, I was embarrassing. I can't hear my own wife. But in my ears, it kept ringing. I was like, I was yelling, so maybe that didn't help. Not while she's talking, of course, but I know my ears are just weird last night. It was well worth it.
Wow. Does it feel like you're outside, even though it's really inside when you're at a game there?
No, in fact, that's kind of funny because our side of our seats are under the glass.
Okay.
And this is weird. I always thought we could look outside, but we can't.
Okay.
There's like a material, I don't know what it is, but it covers it, so you can't see outside.
Okay.
It's weird. There's a word for it, and I don't know what the word is, but there's a texture that, so you would think you could see the clouds and the sun and all that, or not sun, well, yeah, sun if it's daylight, but no, I mean, you can get the lighting coming through, but you can't see any sky.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. And then, yeah, I mean, like on the sideline, Greg Coleman from KFN pulled Chris Carter off to the side. That brought the crowd wild. He brought Fran Tarkinen out, just wild. And then, when they introduced the players, I don't know what that thing's called, some sort of Viking. That's like a ship, and the horn blows like smoke. Their horns blow smoke, and then fire comes out. It's just the most crazy, just crazy lighting. I hope people can get up there to see it sometime.
Talking to Todd Walkingstick right now, a big-time Minnesota Vikings enthusiast. He was at the season home opening game on Sunday against the Packers, and kind of talking about some of the experience parts of things and then the things besides the game itself here. What about concessions? Some of the early returns on some of the events indicated that concessionaires were running out of food, and heaven only knows about the lines. Do you do much in the way of concessions? Any comment at all about that when you're at the game?
Well, I don't eat game day, so my wife... I get too nervous.
Okay.
I pretty much shut down my eating, but my wife does, and she goes to get like something, and she said it was just it's insane how bad it is.
Okay.
Last preseason a guy waited a whole quarter and a half for his food.
Okay. Well, hopefully the team gets that part figured out. What about leaving the game? I think I saw a tweet that indicated that the place cleared out pretty quickly. What about getting out of there after the game? Because everyone stayed to the end of this one on Sunday night.
Yeah. That actually was kind of amazing because we're in the third level, and there's escalators. If we come down our steps, there's escalators maybe 20 feet to the left. That was like a log jam, and then there's doors that open up, and you can take steps down. And that was kind of messy, but it seemed to move pretty good. I couldn't. The steps were full, put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems around my third level, but it seems like you walk about a lot of steps to get down to the main floor. And once you get down there, you're right there at the door, so you really get out of the stadium pretty quick. So our experience was good. Getting out of Mayab was a piece of cake. I parked at Normandy Inn Hotel and right by 35, so that was really smooth last night. I was really amazed.
Okay. The closeness to it, they talked on TV about the fact that the first sets of seats are, X number of feet away from the field, but are really close. And so being at the game, you feel like you were part of the action and close enough there to be part of it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm third level, but I'm one. And I can see why people are saying I feel real. I mean, third level, obviously you're not by the field, but you're kind of overlooking it. Kind of cool. I mean, I could see the people that are down right along the field sitting in their seats. That'd be amazing. I did want to touch base on halftime.
Yeah.
I know people couldn't see it, and from what I heard from Facebook and Twitter and all that, but being there, my wife videoed it, and the Minnesota Orchestra did just amazing. They had I don't know what the material was, but they laid it from the 35 to the 35, and that was what the screen projector was done on. Like Prince pictures and old Viking pictures was scrolling through, and then they came out and did the Prince tribute. Purple Rain, we don't know how they did it, but they had Purple Rain coming out of the ceiling. I think I could see some wires like purple flashing.
Okay.
It looked like it was falling. It was just one of the most amazing things, best halftime I've ever seen in my life. And we didn't want it to end. So more power to the Vikings for that. Great job they did, and the Minnesota Orchestra.
And it was about an 8-minute presentation, as I understand.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it was. It didn't. 8 minutes can be long, but it didn't seem long.
Right. Okay.
Cool. The flag introduction national anthem was 100-yard wide. You don't see that much for Viking games.
Okay.
That was cool.
All right. Video screen for any replays they show and things like that. Do you have a good video screen there at the new stadium?
Yeah, we're right to the right of the biggest screen, and I don't know the size of that, but we're right to the right of that, so everything, we can see the replays real clear.
Okay. Wow. All very cool and good to talk to you about it. Is there anything else, Todd, you wanted to mention about that experience and being there to be witness the Vikings knock off the Packers like they did? Anything else about the game or the experience and the stadium to mention, Todd?
Just one thing, the Packer Viking, Professor, both very good fans, and I love that game. But last night in my section, I did not hear "Go Pack Go" once. Never have I ever not heard it. Some nights I go home and hear my sleep. And I was asking fans, and they didn't hear it either. But lower level, I guess, got some going. But the fans I thought the Viking fans did a great job for holding their seats. And, you know, if they sold it, they probably sold it to another Viking fan. But there was not a lot of, last I think it was like 60-40 Viking Packer. And this year, I'd say 80-20.
Okay.
That was awesome. I mean, part of the Viking fans. Again, the Packer fans are very loyal. You know, I can say that, you know, I don't like the Packers, but I think the fans are, one they know are real decent, and, you know, more power to them. It was nice to see a Viking purple more through the stadium than green.
All right. I know watching it on TV yesterday, I don't remember too many shots of Packer people, and a lot of the wide shots that I remember were almost exclusively purple. So I got to agree with you on that, and it's a very good point to bring up that it really didn't seem like there was a lot of Packer presence. So that would be a good tradition to continue for when the even down the road that it stays that way and keep the Packer fans out of that building as much as possible.
Well, yeah, like last night was the first time in my Viking life I really felt like it was a Viking stadium. No, I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's just a feeling sitting there like, wow, I'm not feeling like I'm sitting in Lambeau. You know, I'm not in Chicago, I'm in Minnesota. It's so neat. Thank you, Viking fans, for being solid and just cheering our team on. I can't say enough about the organization and what they did building the stadium, and the players, the Bradfords, the Diggs. Mm-hmm. Guys came through. Trey Waynes got picked on all night, and he comes through for the big INT right in front of his coach. So, I don't know, to recap it, thank you for letting me call in. I put a lot of stuff on Twitter. People want to read it. I put pictures on the Twitter. So if they want to look it up, they can. Just I want to share with people that didn't get to go if they want to see. There's plenty to see.
All right, give me your Twitter handle. I know there's a purple stick, but there's an underscore in there somewhere, right?
Purple_stick.
Okay, purple_stick. And then also a quick shout out here for you, talking to Todd Walkingstick. You do the weekly Beyond the Game local sports interviews at owatonalive.com. And the one that's up there right now, the most recent one, has a little bit more of a Blooming Prairie spin on it.
Yeah, that was fun. I really get it's really fun to meet these kids from around the area. I just, you know, they're kids, and but they're fun. They got good personalities. I'm really enjoying talking to these kids. In fact, Friday night I went to the Medford football game.
Cool.
Watch break a 21-game losing streak. You talk about a fun time. I mean, this weekend was fun. I was so happy for those Medford kids. I mean, it's only one game, but the families were hugging, and it's just awesome. It's indescribable to see a city like that come together. And it was kind of, I mean, I'm happy for Medford. Yep. So doing this show is really teaching me a lot more about Steele County that I already knew, and I truly appreciate getting to meet these athletes and coaches. So thank you for that plug.
All right. Well, you're welcome. Todd Walkingstick, some Vikings talk with a big-time Vikings enthusiast and also a local sports enthusiast as well. Todd, I'll let you rest your voice now, but I thank you for the time, and we'll do this a little bit more during the season as well. We'll get you on occasionally to talk about the Vikings if you like. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roy. Have a good week.
All right.